What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward and some very important developments on the charts. But before I begin these up, all this information, before I give you guys a quick intraday update, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about 8 days from now. Anyways, when it comes to the markets, we're looking at some very interesting developments. So SPY had a very, very nice looking double top like structure, but there's no confirmation yet if this thing is going to get a big rejection or if we're forming a cup and handle. I know the market's very tricky sometimes, so you want to be very open-minded to anything. And here's how I would basically go about this when trying to watch this in real time. So I first want to talk about some more data involving the markets. We have Bostic giving a speech later on today in just a couple of hours. Then we have a few more Fed speakers tomorrow. We have a bunch of Fed speakers again, such as Barkin, Waller, Williams, Bostic, all over again, guys, a bunch of these Fed speakers. And you can see today, the Fed caused the market to actually push to all-time highs again before it came back down. And we're going to be watching to see what ends up developing from here. So in my personal opinion, there are two possibilities for SPY. We're either about to form a double top and get a big rejection, or we're forming a cup and handle. It's got to be one of those two. If this lasts until like Nvidia's earnings, then maybe Nvidia's earnings could be the factor that determines if this gets a bounce or not, or maybe right before it. So here's how I see things basically developing. So we got a double top leg structure. This is forming a cup, in my opinion. As of right now, with the wick forming, there are buyers defending SPY, right? SPY didn't do this. It didn't go all the way up here and start dropping all the way down to 528. It did not do that. What's happening is we came all the way down to 529.5 around that area, and now we're kind of shuffling like this. So it looks to me like this is a little bit more likely where we just get a nice accumulation and the buyers return and start pushing up the markets for another cup and handle like structure to break all-time highs all over again. That looks a little bit more probable in my personal opinion. But nothing in the market is guaranteed, and you shouldn't solely trade based off patterns. That's a very important lesson you must remember when it comes to your trades. Never solely depend on patterns. Patterns are not always going to be correct. This could also be a trap, and if we get some kind of bad piece of news, you want to see the market basically dip like this. If SPY loses 528, remember that special number 528, then we're going to invalidate the cup and handle. This is going to look more like a double top projection. We're going to be starting to sink all the way down towards 525 all over again. So it's very simple, really. If we lose 528, we're bearish. SPY is going to be dipping all the way down, and we're going to be looking for a double top like structure for a rejection. If we don't lose 520, if we hold up here and we just shuffle in this range for some time as get bought back up, this will resemble a cup and handle, and then we're going to be looking for another push for all-time highs all over again, if not higher. All right, so that's very simple, guys. You just have to watch this in real time. This could last another 1 to 2 more days, so you have to give it time. Watch and see, is this a cup and handle, or are we about to get a big rejection and dip all the way down to 528 or below, if not 525? Honestly, guys, I'm not 100% convinced about anything just yet. We have more Fed speakers tomorrow, so I'm going to be open-minded, but just know that today when the Fed spoke, the market rallied to all-time highs. So tomorrow when the Fed speakers speak again, maybe the market's going to rally to all-time highs again. It's a possibility. That makes me a little bit more convinced that the cup and handle is more probable. But just to be safe, watch your levels and always be unbiased when it comes to the way we look at things in the markets. For the QQQ, it's holding up a lot better than that of SPY, especially thanks to Nvidia and Aapl. So you'll see that right here, we have a nice, it's kind of like a cup and handle like structure, not really the same. It's just holding up very, very well near all-time highs. That's what I would say. We're currently above 454.5, and we have resistance at 455.5. If we break through that, we're going to be looking for a push all the way up to 456.25. And if we end up losing support at 453, then yes, we could be dipping back down. But we haven't come close to losing support. In fact, we have an inverse head and shoulders breakout to the upside that's holding up very well. So technicals look more in favor of upside. They're actually holding up very, very well. And we haven't lost 453 yet. We haven't lost key, levels just yet. We're still holding up very well. So if we were to lose 453, then yes, we could turn back down. If we break above the all-time high, then we're going to be looking for 455.5 again in higher levels. As of right now, we're holding up very well in the triple Q, and we're still shuffling, in my personal opinion. For Tesla, Tesla's in a very interesting place. We had some negative news that came out, which is why Tesla dipped. Tesla's holding this trend line. We have this white trend line. This is our support. Tesla's just shuffling around here. If we break out, we have to break above 176, all of these EMAs to turn bullish and start pushing higher. And if we end up losing this white trend line, we're going to be dipping all the way down to about 172, in my opinion. Overall, Tesla's just shuffling. But if as long as it holds this white trend line, it does have potential to try to bounce. So I'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case. But for now, just know that Tesla has some strength, and we'll give this some time just to see how it improves moving forward. For other factors involving the markets, we also have Nvidia. Nvidia looks bullish right here. I could be looking for a retest of 944, then a bounce back up to about 960. That's a strong possibility, so we'll give this some time. But overall, the structure is still bullish on Nvidia. It looks bullish in my personal opinion. For Aapl, it's also holding up very well. We managed to break past 190.5. We pushed up to about 192. Now we have support currently on 190.76, that 20 EMA. So very close to 190.5 against our key support. Might dip a little bit and then try to bounce again. So overall, it's still favoring bulls a bit more, but we have to watch to see if we hold our 20 EMA. So look for a little dip on Aapl. If we hold this, then we could try to bounce. If not, then we could turn back to bearish. But for now, I'm not really seeing that. It's still just holding up very, very well. For a few more tickers, we have Coinbase approaching resistance all the way up here at the 220 area. I'll be watching this 220 to 221 zone as Coinbase is getting very close to it. So it could go a little higher, but watch that resistance. For Amazn, in my opinion, is approaching 183. If we lose that, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 182 or lower. And we have resistance currently at 185. We've been trading sideways for the last 3-4 days on Amazn. If we break the 185.5 zone, we'll be looking for a bigger push. Otherwise, in my opinion, we're kind of holding support. Might try to rebound, so we'll just see. But that's what I'm seeing at least thus far. For Meta kind of has a head and shoulders like structure. If we hold below 469, we're going to be looking for a dip all the way down to this imbalance. 465 would be our next target if we actually continue to fall. We have resistance currently at 472. If we break that, then we could try to bounce back up towards 476. But overall, I would say that right now, technicals are not that strong for Meta. We actually look a little bit weak, so give it some time. For GameStop, we're actually looking a little bit more bearish, in my personal opinion. We do have this gap to fill all the way down here towards the 18 area. So GME is showing a little bit of weakness. AMC is also showing some weakness. If we do end up falling, we're going to be looking for a move back down towards the 4 area. So watch and see how things end up going. The VIX, in my personal opinion, is kind of stuck right over here at this 12.4 area once again. We haven't officially broken past some high levels. So the VIX is still technically in a territory that's suggests that the market is still a bit more bullish. That's what I would say. We haven't really broken past these highs yet. We haven't really seen a breakout on the VIX. So this is still telling us that the market's bullish and still holding it very well. We also have a gap to fill down here, so that still shows weakness on the VIX. And lastly, for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is bullish right now. It's actually breaking out of this range. I was talking about a range to about the 67,000 area. Now we're breaking up to about 69,000. That's going to be my next target right now. So we're looking bullish. So let's see this continue to push a little higher and get closer to about 69,000. Anyways, that is it for the video. Thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one, just a couple of hours. Thanks again, and peace out.